Back in April, the city of Riviera Beach swore in former city council member Douglas Lawson as its new mayor. He said he was excited for the direction the city was going and where it could go.
For the last 6 years, I've had the honor and responsibility of serving as your councilman in the city of Riviera Beach. Tonight, I stand before you not just a public servant, but as a neighbor, a father, a son of this community, and a believer in this promise.
Mayor Lawson has laid out 6 priorities he has to improve the city. They are listed here: economic development and job creation, creating affordable housing and promoting home ownership, fixing infrastructure, strengthening public safety, restoring city employee morale, and promoting what he calls true community engagement. With just about 2 months on the job under his belt, we are sitting down with Mayor Douglas Lawson to hear how he aims to achieve those 6 goals. Let's go on the record.
You're watching On the Record on WPBF 25.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm Tiffany Kenny, and I'm pleased to be joined by Riviera Beach's new mayor, Douglas Lawson. Mayor, thank you so much for being here this morning. We've got a lot to get to. We want to dive into those 6 priorities. So first off, how did you land on those goals, and how's it going so far?
It's been a blessing. We're just building on what we've already started, and I landed on those goals based on my being a policymaker for the last 6 years. I identified what was the biggest need in Riviera Beach and what we needed to identify, and those were the priorities. But I also wanted to make sure that this was the voice of the people. So that's what we're working on now, and that's how it's going, listening to the people.
All right, well, let's talk about first economic development. You have mentioned the importance of small business development. Are there plans in the works right now to encourage small businesses in Riviera Beach?
Yes. So our focus has been the CRA. CRA Small Development is providing grants, opportunity, and business development throughout the Riviera Beach community. But then also not just focusing on that small corridor, but also focusing on all 8 square miles of the residents across Riviera Beach. So providing grants, funding, and programming and policy, working with our county and our state government to help build that small government development and small business development. And then also import-export, working with some of the major corporations that we have in the community. I've been meeting with CEOs from all over Riviera Beach. We have over 38 Fortune 4 and 500 companies in Riviera Beach. So making sure that they can provide that bonding capacity, resources, and development for the small businesses of Riviera Beach.
You know, sometimes Riviera Beach can feel like a cut through to West Palm, people might say. So how do you get people to stop in Riviera and spend their money there, not down in West Palm?
Unfortunately, that's been the montage of Riviera Beach. We're a transient community, we're a tourist attraction because of our beautiful beach, our port, but it's home for me. And it also is a place of just comfort, the best city to live, work, and play. So it's understanding that we are the place of Riviera Beach. That's the beachfront, that's the port front, that has history that we're going to continue to build on and grow. But it starts with the people. The people are the voice of Riviera Beach, and those are the ones that's going to actually elevate it. So letting them know that we have homes, we have businesses, we have shopping, and we have attractions that actually are something that you can enjoy. One of the biggest water parks in the Southeast region is right here in Riviera Beach at the Rapids.
You know, one of the things that you've talked about is putting in paid parking at 2 popular spots in the city. Do you think this is the right solution for bringing money to the community, or do you think it will hurt more people?
So I think that with this role and being honored as the mayor, I had the distinct honor of serving as a policymaker in District 5 for the last 6 years. I saw the need when it comes to economic impact, growth, and then our budget. Our budget requires, we have a failing infrastructure, so we need funding and support to actually help elevate that. It's going to take a little bit of support because we've been historically known as a transient community. Tourism is big here in our community, so a lot of tourists don't mind paying. There's no other city that they can go to that they actually don't pay to go to their downtown corridor, their beaches, or their waterfront area. So these tourists would have no problem paying to help with building our infrastructure.
Okay, let's talk about affordable housing. This is an issue all across South Florida, really. Yes. How do you plan on tackling that? And there have been some projects like the improved Stony Brook development back in 2022, and now a development in the Marina District. Let's talk about affordable housing.
Thank you. The Berkeley Landing development in the Marina District that we actually did the ribbon cutting for last year had a waiting list of about 4,000 residents. My former county commissioner and now state senator Mac Bernard, he said that we had a shortage of 150,000 doors across Palm Beach County. In Riviera Beach, we're trying to tackle that one step at a time. We've actually addressed housing, and we've actually increased the housing right in Riviera Beach, the most in any other municipal agency, by providing doors with Berkeley Landing. We've partnered with Related Group, and now we have over 500 doors of affordable and workforce housing coming to our downtown district. That's actually with the AMI of as low as 30%, which means somebody that actually lives in our community can enjoy to actually live in the community.
And when do you think we'll start to see those actual affordable housing units where people can move into them?
Of course. Berkeley's actually already at capacity. We ribbon cut that one last year, and we actually have a related group that's in permitting right now that should hopefully have groundbreakings in the next 3 months, and then we should hopefully see that construction done within 12 to 18 months. So we'll have an additional 200 doors that we're going to be able to help with our community with affordable workforce and market rate housing as well. So housing in general is a crisis, so we're trying to address all of it.
And it really is an issue all over South Florida, and this is one way that you hope the city can tackle it here in Riviera Beach. Mayor Lawson, thank you for joining us. We've got lots more to get to right after the break. Still ahead, helping the people of Riviera Beach feel safer.
You're watching On the Record on WPBF 25.
Welcome back. We continue our conversation with Riviera Beach Mayor Douglas Lawson, talking about his 6 goals for the city. And Mayor, let's talk about infrastructure, particularly the city's water. The city's special utilities district is accused of more than 100 violations of federal and state law related to water quality. We know in June of 2023, it tested for E. coli, and now a new treatment plant is in the works. So what can you tell residents who may still be concerned about the quality of the water in Riviera Beach?
The water is safe. Our goal is to continue to be transparent, to be honest, and to have good communication. So we're here on the record, we're here in our community, we're advertising and letting the community know that Riviera Beach is going to provide a quality product for them that they can be safe to drink. Our water, we're finalizing the discussions with our new utility district director. He'll be hopefully starting within the next 30 to 60 days. We interviewed some amazing candidates from all over the country, and we're actually going to be bringing in somebody from right here in our community in Palm Beach County. We've invested over $30 million into our water plant just over the last 5 years. And our goal was to actually protect the residents. We did have some missteps. There was some lack of accountability, lack of transparency, and we acted swiftly to make sure that we understood what was going on, and we acted decisively to bring in the proper people with new staff. So our goal was always to be transparent with our residents, but also to make sure that they were safe. So our investments into infrastructure and a failing infrastructure that needed to be replaced 25 years ago. But our investments now, and then also with the development of our new water plant is coming, and that's in the pipeline right now.
And underscore the importance to the residents that it is safe to drink the water now in Riviera Beach.
I have a little baby girl here, and she is 4 months old. I need to make sure that
and she's precious, might I add.
I need her to be safe. So growing up here, and sometimes the residents forget that as elected officials, as leaders and as staff, we live here as well. So we are just as accountable to our staff, and we want to be safe as well. So we want to make sure that water is safe to drink, and it is currently safe. We do testing, we do reporting, and we're making sure that we're holding staff accountable as elected officials.
Mayor, infrastructure and improving housing options really go hand in hand.
Yes.
So how will you balance this push to improve the housing options and also make sure the city can sustain those projects and people?
Good. The housing options have been a crisis in Palm Beach County, and also with all of the people moving to our community. We have to understand that our infrastructure starts, we can't build housing on top of failing and crumbling infrastructure. So our roads, our water plant, but then our police, fire stations, our city facilities, those are all have to be addressed because they've been dilapidating for the last 15, 20 years. They were past their useful life. So we have to make sure we're addressing that, and at the same time, providing housing for residents that are moving into the community and options for residents that currently live here. As a young adult, I wasn't going to move back to Riviera Beach because there wasn't proper housing options for me, but I was able to find a home that I actually loved and I enjoyed so that I could actually continue to thrive as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, and as an elected official. So we have to provide those same options for our young people, and then also protecting our seniors that are here and protecting their housing as well. So infrastructure and housing support is what we have to do as a government agency.
Well, you mentioned police. Let's talk about another goal that you have, improving public safety.
Yes.
Do you think the people who call Riviera Beach home feel safe?
Absolutely. I think Chief Coleman is doing a phenomenal job. We have not heard the same issues, antics, or crime rates that were plaguing Riviera Beach for years. Growing up, it's a different Riviera Beach as it is today. So that investment into our community started with our investment into proper staff and leadership, education of our employees, and education of our residents to let them know what we need to do working hand in hand. Our chief has a montage of community policing. His goal is to focus on working with the community, supporting the community, and elevating the community from within. And that's how we do with our police force. And Chief Coleman, he's doing a great job.
Do you think that type of community policing is the best way to fight crime and to make the residents feel like you're doing enough for public safety?
In most communities, I believe it is. In Riviera Beach, it absolutely is, because they have to have an engagement. There's a stigma that's put on police officers where it's us versus them. And our goal has always been to just be one unity, one community, and to work together. And if our officers know the kids of the community, they can know what's coming, and they can also know how to stop it before it gets started. So just being able to work hand in hand. Officer Nance with the Police Athletic League, he does a great job with working with our youth and our kids. So when the officers are coming down the road, the kids aren't running in the opposite direction, which I've seen growing up. They're actually running to the police cars to engage with them, to fellowship with them, and to just let them know that they feel safe and they can trust in them.
You mentioned growing up in Riviera Beach. Talk a little bit about how the city has changed and how important that is to you to be someone who was raised in Riviera.
I couldn't walk down Broadway as a kid. And unfortunately, my parents made sure that before those street lights came on, we were home. I went to Suncoast Community High School and graduated from that great community, International Baccalaureate. But at nights and after school, we couldn't walk up and down Broadway because there was prostitution, there was drug traffic, and there was too much activity that wouldn't allow for young people to be engaged and to stay out of that street life mentality. So my parents were intentional of trying to keep me as sheltered as possible and to support my elevation and growth. But there's so many kids that don't have the opportunities and resources. So providing those opportunities, those resources, the programming is what's vital for us. But growing up as a kid is completely different. I opened up my practice right on the same street that I couldn't actually visit on. As a tax preparation and real estate practice, our goal was to invest back into the community and to show them that we can actually build our community from within.
And you've seen those changes through the years.
Yeah, I mean, hand in hand. The fact that I'm actually opening my business there, the fact that I'm serving in the community just lets me know that, you know, there is change in Riviera Beach. The fact that there's so many people that's enjoying. I actually see Broadway as a walkability. The transit community looks excellent, and it's right on our beachfront. We're developing $1 million condos right on Broadway, in addition to also affordable workforce housing in the same community that just had a string of criminal activity.
Are you seeing more young people moving into the city?
Absolutely, absolutely. They know that we have no state income tax. They know that we're a beachfront, we're a port front, we're a railroad community. Just south of us, Palm Beach County has been dictated or coined the Wall Street of the South. Riviera Beach is establishing growth and wealth, and we are expanding upon that name of Wall Street South, and financial wealth and equity is coming to our community. So people are seeing that and they're investing back into our community.
Well, Mayor, we are happy you are here joining us today, having this conversation, and our conversation will continue right after the break. Still ahead, boosting morale for Riviera Beach's community and the city's employees. We'll be right back. Thank you for staying with us. We continue our conversation with Riviera Beach's Mayor Douglas Lawson. And Mayor, you have, as we've mentioned, you have 6 lofty goals for the city. The last 2, improving city employee morale and community engagement. Let's start with morale. How would you describe how city employees are feeling now, and how do you want things to change?
Our goal is to communicate. I'm doing a listening tour with our residents, with our staff, and with the entire community. Right now, the next step is to actually listen to the employees. Over the next 3 weeks, I'll be sitting down with every department and individually talking to employees from the city to understand where they come from, where they currently stand, and where do they want to go. As employees, they answer to our city manager, Jonathan Evans, and our city manager has done a good job of working with staff and engaging, but there's been a disdain between the employees and the elected officials. So we have to make sure that they understand they're safe, they're protected, and provide the support and the resources necessary to show them that we're going to keep them gainfully employed, and we're going to make sure we protect and support them.
As you're listening to the residents, and now as you start to listen to the employees, I mean, what are you hearing as some of the main issues?
Number one, what I'm really hearing is that they just don't know what's going on. Marketing, branding, and advertising, and reimagining Riviera Beach. That's the montage that we've recently coined and we've rolled out to reimagine what Riviera Beach looks like. But the residents just don't know what's happening. And it's unfortunate because when I'm hearing and listening, I have to stop myself from actually saying, oh, we do that, or that program's available, or that opportunity is there. But just realizing that if they don't know about it, it doesn't matter what we're doing. It's the fact that they don't know. So we have to do a better job of getting that message out and getting that narrative out that these opportunities and options are there, and then further expanding upon them for the residents and employees.
Yeah, figuring out the best way to communicate all that's happening, all the good things that are happening.
The great things.
Well, we do have to mention last year's altercation between you and Councilmember Traddick McCoy. There was probable cause to charge you both with simple battery, but you each decided to drop that issue. Yep. What do you say to residents who might point to this and say, you know, it's hard to trust our local officials who have their best interest in mind? What do you want to say about that?
You elect your leadership to put them in place so that they can disagree without being disagreeable. Unfortunately, the turmoil, the struggles, and the trials of our community cause for our emotions to elevate to something that, we both regret. We're in a position now where we just continue to further serve and lead and push the city in the right direction. And my goal right now is to continue to just serve and honored to serve as the mayor. And unfortunately, it's a situation that was very public, but privately we've had conversations, we've had discussions, and we're trying to just push the city forward in a positive light.
Let's talk more about community engagement, something we just touched on. Prior to your election, it was a struggle to even hold the mayoral election. No candidates were on the ballot during the March election because of a filing error. What do you say to the community and people who are fed up with bureaucracy? They feel like their local government just isn't working for them.
Don't stop fighting, because I'm not going to stop fighting for you. House Bill 982 is actually currently on the books. Our state senator and our House Representative Javante Edmonds, I mentioned my state senator earlier, they have a House bill on the table right now that's actually going to change the law that stopped some of those individuals from qualifying with debit cards. And it's a statute that's from the 60s. Who actually has checks anymore? So fortunately, we'll have that law that's going to come to practice. So that simple misstep, that simple understanding or lack of understanding of the policy that had different terms in it allowed for us to be able to change the law. So if you keep fighting, we'll keep fighting for you, and we'll keep fighting together. And our goal is to elevate the community. So something as simple as understanding governance and making sure that the policies are put in place to properly protect our residents so nobody has to experience that snafu that stopped us from being able to elect all of our leaders.
It is a daunting job being the mayor. So do you feel like this is your moment, that you are prepared for this, that everything has led to this?
I think that there's a divine plan, and God makes no mistakes. I honestly believe that I was put in this position to continue and allow for me to serve, and serve in a humble, gracious way. I'm just honored to be here and honored to serve in this capacity, because I've served for the last 6 years. But to be the mayor of the city, as a little kid, you never thought that, wow, you could be the mayor one day. And I don't take that for granted. I want to make sure that the residents know that we will support and elevate this community, and I'm going to represent it in the very best light that they can see and be proud of a mayor that stands here and stands with them.
So what are your plans once the 2-year term is up?
It depends on what my wife tells me we're going to do. So we'll have a conversation and discuss what it looks like. I'd love to continue to serve. My goal was always to finish my 3 terms as District 5, but God had a different plan for me. So my goal right now is just to continue to follow his path and allow for him to lead and continue to serve the residents. So as of today, 2 years is a long time. Right now we're going to do our listening tour and listen to what the residents want me to do to implement policy so that we can be impactful in the community today.
All right, well, Mayor, I'm going to have a conversation with your wife, who is off camera here, and maybe I'll get the answer there. Happy, what do they say?
Happy wife,
happy life.
Yeah,
All right.
I believe it.
Yeah. All right, Mayor Douglas Lawson, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. On the Record, we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you for making us a part of your morning. And as always, we encourage you to be part of our discussion each and every Sunday right here at 10 o'clock. Until then, you can watch this morning's On the Record and every episode of our website, or on our website, WPBF.com, and on our free WPBF 25 News app. Matter of Fact with Soledad Bryan is next. We'll see you again next Sunday.